Welcome to the lecture on water pollution, causes, effects, and control. I am Dr. T. Usha Madhuri, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, Andhra University College of Engineering. Let us begin with the definition of water pollution. Any alteration in natural water quality due to contamination, addition of a solid, liquid, or a gaseous substance, addition of a physical, chemical, or a biological agent, addition of sewage or industrial effluent. Let us understand the terminology here. So, any alteration in natural water quality due to contamination. All contamination results in pollution, but not all pollution is contamination. So, contamination results from biopollutants. So, any alteration in natural water quality due to contamination, addition of a solid, liquid, or a gaseous substance, addition of a physical agent, say the cooling water from an industry with high temperatures, a chemical agent, say oil and grease, and a biological agent or a biological agent, say bacteria or a virus. Then addition of sewage, that is liquid waste from a community, or industrial effluent, that is the waste water from an industry. So addition of these resulting in making the water unfit for different purposes such as drinking, domestic purposes, irrigation, industrial cooling, fisheries, wildlife propagation, etc. Now, what are the sources of water pollution? The natural sources. So, during precipitation, mainly in the form of rainfall when it occurs, entrainment of microorganisms, dust particles, and dissolution of gases. So, this is one particular natural source of entry of pollutants into the waters. Then, during infiltration or percolation, as the water seeps through the soil, it dissolves various impurities, salts, and minerals. And then, during surface runoff, suspended impurities, dissolved impurities, organic and inorganic, get carried away along with the water. So, natural sources of entry of water pollutants is during precipitation, during percolation, and during surface runoff. Then coming to man-made sources, municipal sources, agricultural sources, industrial sources, and miscellaneous sources. Under municipal sources, sewage disposal into a water body or onto a land, that is, sewage disposal by dilution or by irrigation. When it is done by dilution into a water body, the water body gets polluted, and when it is disposed by irrigation, that is onto land, the groundwater gets polluted. Then sewer leakages, that is the pipelines that are meant to carry the sewage, when they leak because of poor workmanship or penetrating roots or earthquakes or heavy traffic loads, the sewers may leak and the groundwater may get polluted. Then leachates from solid waste dump yards. So from the dump yard, the intermediate products of decomposition get dissolved in the waters, rainwater that passes through, and these join to the groundwater table, polluting the groundwaters. Even the runoff water from the dump yards may pollute the surface water bodies. Then agricultural source of water pollution. The agricultural runoff. The various agrochemicals that are used in an agricultural field like pesticides and fertilizers. So they are added to a water body when the agricultural runoff water joins the water body. So they may result in both pesticidal pollution and nutrient enrichment, resulting in eutrophication of water bodies. Then coming to uh, the industrial sources. The industrial effluents, that is the wastewater from industries, is also a source of pollution of water bodies when disposed after partial treatment. Then the miscellaneous source of water pollution are septic tank leakages, salinity intrusion in coastal aquifers. When the hydrodynamic balance is disturbed, the saline water intrusion occurs in coastal aquifers, then spills and stockpiles. So these are the various sources of water pollution. Municipal sources, man-made sources, all these are municipal sources, agricultural sources, industrial sources, and miscellaneous sources. Coming to the effects of water pollution. First, coming to nutrients. So, as we have seen, the agricultural runoff carries several nutrients with it. When these are added to a water body, they result in algal blooms or algal blooms due to nutrient enrichment. Then, organic matter, when it is added to a water body, it gets decomposed, carbon dioxide is released, and the dissolved oxygen gets depleted. The suspended solids result in turbidity. They affect photosynthesis of aquatic plants, and the DO depletes. Microorganisms result in waterborne diseases. Then, coming to toxins, mainly pesticides and heavy metals. The pesticides, what is a pest? It's a plant or an animal that destroys a biological product. And pesticide is a biologically active chemical used to kill the pest. So the pesticides, the synthetic organic pesticides, organochlorinous compounds, organophosphorus compounds are the usually used pesticides. The organochlorinous compounds are persistent pollutants, that is, they remain in the environment for about a decade or so, and they are the organophosphorus compounds are highly toxic. They have high toxicity to humans and aquatic life. So, coming to nutrients. So, here we can see a picture. It is nutrient enrichment leading to algal blooms. So, what happens is nutrient enrichment leads to algal blooms. So, initially the carbon dioxide intake in photosynthesis and DO is added, and after the death of algae, huge dead organic matter is added to the water body, and upon decomposition, the DO levels fall and CO2 is released, and lowering of pH occurs. And within a time span again, the water body has to restore its original quality. So, pesticides. What is the problem with pesticides? As mentioned earlier, the organochlorinous compounds like DDT, chlordane, lindane, heptachlor, dieldrin, aldrin, endrin, all these are persistent pollutants. They remain in the environment once applied for a decade or so, and during that, they may result in biomagnification. So, once applied in a water body, once entering into the water body, uptaken by the phytoplankton, and then by the zooplankton, and then by the small fish, then by the big fish, and then the birds, and along the food chain, increase in concentration of persistent pollutants along a food chain, that with higher trophic levels, that process is called biomagnification. So, biomagnification may result, it may lead to genetic disorders also. Then, coming to microorganisms resulting in waterborne diseases. Water is a vehicle of disease transmission. Various microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, protozoa result in various waterborne diseases. Bacteria is a plant cell and protozoan is an animal cell. And virus is a non-living outside the host. Within the host, it has life. So bacterial waterborne disease, cholera, typhoid are examples. Few examples. Then viral waterborne disease, polio, jaundice, and protozoal disease, amoebic dysentery. So here we can see the pictures of amoeba, ant amoeba histolytica causing amoebic dysentery, then Vibrio cholerae resulting in cholera, and poliovirus resulting in polio. Then coming to the control of water pollution. Environmental awareness is very, very important. Protection and restoration of quality in the water bodies is very important. Environmental awareness regarding that. So proper protection measures, preserving the quality, restoration of water quality, restoration of wholesomeness of water. This is what is needed. Environmental awareness has to be created among the public through mass media. And then water treatment. Treatment on a large scale at a treatment plant and at the household level, small scale treatment like boiling, addition of chlorine tablets or chlorination, and then UV purification or reverse osmosis. All these methods can be adopted. Then enforcement of legislation, proper legislation. The Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. So as per this particular act, the Water Act, the pollution control boards are the authorities under the act, and they have various functions and powers to restore the wholesomeness of water and to protect the water bodies and to prevent them from being polluted. So, enforcement of standards like effluent standards, every industry should meet with the effluent standards uh, and it should not discard and leading to water pollution. Thank you.